Hello, my little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of Dungeon Crawlers.
Dungeon crawler.
Dungeon crawlers.
Awful.
Every time. Every time.
We've had a lot of fun. Had a weird little one shot last week, kind of on the fly, and this week is going to be kind of, or not, yeah, it's going to be a short stream just because, we had one person that couldn't make it, and then another one that's kind of running a bit late, so we decided to kind of wing it tonight, but we wanted to keep going. So, basically in a big summed up version so we can get kicking as quick as possible, the party has made its way back to Jupiter after a massive fight with the ancient white dragon. They have recovered some items, are recouping and getting back to the normal that is the Rangers, and trying to figure out where they're gonna go next and what they're gonna do. So we're gonna go real quick into this. You guys are back at the Ranger Manger. You guys have, I think you guys had laid down and had the long rest, so you guys are beyond that at this point. It is the next day, so you wake up to the smell of amazing breakfast for those of you that stayed in the house. Alwyn had left to go home, and
Well, we had found Jason in the stable
yes,
nearby the
yes.
next morning.
But you guys had already had that discussion and then had made your way back to the house, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let me make sure this works.
probably
No
not. But
results found.
yeah, we're having issues with music choices, thanks to, Discord messing up all of the bots that we would like to use.
Fucking alphabet
Fucking
bastards.
try and fix my webcam. Looks fuzzy for some reason.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, did you get it?
Yeah, it just... I can't even play it if it's in a playlist. Even if I'm
That's
not
good.
playing the playlist.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, just gonna have to play with it.
So you guys really do trust him then?
For now. I mean, he hasn't technically given us any reason not to trust him, aside from the keeping his identity secret thing. I mean, I can kind of see why he might do that, but I mean, I don't know anymore. It's hard to know anymore who you can and can't trust.
I'm fine with him coming with us, but I don't want to tell him too much.
I agree. So just have to be maybe a little leery, but try and give him the benefit of the doubt.
That seems reasonable.
Where do we want to go next? Or do you still want to sit here working on that box? It didn't go very well last time.
The
But
puzzle box. That's right. Sorry. I forgot about the puzzle box.
Well, I guess we can spend some time on the puzzle box, but ultimately, I think we need to more medium term to long term. I think we need to head to either Sumter or Hornswald.
I feel like we have to go to Scornsville at some point, and I don't think it's going to get any safer.
Yeah, that's probably true. I know we've kind of been avoiding it. I don't particularly like to be there.
I don't want to go there either, and they might
Sure.
recognize us there. So I think we might want to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be true, and I think you're probably right in that it's not gonna, um,
But
get better over time. It's more likely gonna get worse.
but didn't we think that Scornswald was where the box was, and now we have the box,
Are
so
we
maybe we
sure?
don't need.
Are we sure this is
We
the
don't.
same box though?
Oh,
I mean, we know that one of them was a puzzle box. This does appear to be a puzzle box. But given where we found it, it's just very odd. I guess from what I remember reading about it, it was in various places. So I guess it's not unheard of for it to be where we found it.
I think it was said to have been given to the six. So whatever that's worth, obviously none of us were here, but that was the rumor. So I sort of just assumed it would still be in Scornswald, and this one we have was something else, but I don't really know.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about puzzle boxes.
I don't think really any of us do. I don't know. I feel like it might be a coincidence that we're looking for a puzzle box and this happens to be one, but are we sure that there just aren't other puzzle boxes around? That's why I don't know. It's just very odd.
I guess let's maybe spend some time this morning trying to open it, and then that'll, if we can't get it open, we can sort of continue, but maybe that'll answer the question for us.
Or we could go to Supter first, and while we're going there, work on the box. That way we don't have to
Yeah, that's
bring
not
the
a
box
terrible idea.
to
Yeah,
Scornswald.
Mm,
true. Okay.
Masters of the house, you have guests at the front door.
Oh boy. Do we know who?
It seems to be the city guard.
Fuck my ass. Okay.
What's wrong with the guard?
I mean, thank you. Thank you.
Uh, do you want me to tell them that, or
No, we'll go there. We'll be right there.
what should I tell them?
It's been a long few days, man.
just tell them to wait outside. We'll be there.
Yes, that would be
Of,
perfect.
of course, I will do that right away.
What does the city guard want?
Hey, they're probably just going to take us to Bite Wolf again. I don't really want to talk to Bite Wolf, though.
I just spoke to him and told him everything that
Oh.
happened.
Oh.
And that's where he told us, or I let you guys know that he told me about seeing the black dragon flying to Vexfall, or in that direction. That was when I was talking with him and let him know that we're back. Just because I didn't want him to find out that we were back and what happened without hearing it from us, given our track record with him. So I don't know why he would be sending guards here. If he had anything he wanted to discuss, he might have said it then.
How impressed was he? Did he sound that we had killed the dragon?
He seemed slightly surprised.
He was surprised, very surprised.
Yeah, I remember him being, oh wow, yeah, he seemed surprised and pleased.
Warren struggles to hide in a laugh.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just go see what they need. No way to know without going.
If they are here to arrest us, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
probably
could try
fair.
out my new axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might agree with you that it would be a good time to try out the axe after all that we've been through. Let's just go see what they want. I'll
Yeah.
walk to the front door.
You
and
see
open it.
two heavily armored guards in the custom main castle armor, the very heavy gold armor with trim, and the face masks down. They turn and look at you.
You were here to see us?
Yes, you have been summoned to the castle. Lord
knew it.
Beetwolf would like to discuss things with you.
I was just with him.
I told you.
He would greatly appreciate it. I've just been sent here to do this.
I'm gonna look slightly irritated. Are we under arrest?
No,
Have we seen this guard before?
Man.
probably not. He's fully. I mean, you can't really see the face. He's fully, like, armored up.
We are busy right now. We already told Beetwolf what we're in town, and he knows us and he likes us, so we probably don't need to talk to him right now.
Lord Beetwolf said it was of great importance, and said he wanted to meet you in his private chambers.
I'm gonna let out a loud sigh and just walk past them and start walking towards the castle.
Yeah, I'll just put my hand on kind of Morn's shoulder and pat it and say, "All right, lead the way."
Yeah, I didn't even wait.
I'll begrudgingly kind of jog up to catch up with Freya.
Yeah, I did like that thing where you like sigh and throw your arms down to your side and kind of slump your shoulders forward just a little bit and kind of just like walk dejectedly, like, all right.
Like pissed off walking.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
let's just do this already.
I told you.
I swear.
I feel like he's got that wizard that's a gnome there. I feel like he could send that guy and just teleport. I don't know why we're walking across the whole town every time we see this guy.
Is there a difference between gnomes and dwarfs?
Yes.
Oh.
One is quite a bit
okay.
shorter.
Aren't they
And-
both? Though they're both short though.
Yes, and I think one has quite a bit less hair as well.
A lot less.
I agree that he has the ability to send an individual to teleport. This is just frustrating because I literally was just with him and he didn't say anything.
I've met the wizard there. I've met him multiple times. I don't understand.
I'm just gonna be waving my arms as I'm walking, like, this is ridiculous. I was just with this man. I just told him everything. He's just. Now we walk all the way back here, and then he's like, I'm summoning you. I feel like this is a
Half
power play.
mile. It's
Power
so
play.
far.
Maybe I should challenge him just so he stops summoning us to his chambers.
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. Maybe sometime, not now.
Okay. But he
You
needs to
are
know
right.
that he needs to know that we don't work for him though.
But for the time being, we kind of do, and
We do sort of live here.
we do live here, and we do have them as allies. We definitely don't want to upset that dance. So this is part of that arrangement, is having to walk a half mile at any given point in time when he chooses to summon you.
It is a very
I'd-
political move, though, right? Like, have someone
I'd-
leave your chambers, go home, then send for a guard to have them come back. Like, you're the king. We get it. We get it, right?
Yeah, next time we should go camping outside the city.
Now that it's starting to warm up,
But then No one makes breakfast.
Yeah. See,
Oh,
we
oh,
we have this
I like
nice
the
little.
breakfast.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
pay for
I
that. Or
I'll walk to
Kaz
the
pays for that.
if we're walking to the chamber so that we get breakfast. I can do that. So maybe
Hope-
we'll just think about it like that.
Yeah, hopefully this doesn't happen too
Yeah.
often.
So we had breakfast at the house. Maybe they'll have second breakfast there. I'll walk a bit for second breakfast. Truthfully.
Ooh.
Maybe the guard's breakfast is still out and we can take some.
Maybe okay. Now Freya's now gonna have a pep in her step and look a little bit more happy as
Can I
she's
ask the
thinking about
guard?
breakfast. Second breakfast.
Hey, is there a spread there for second breakfast?
Uh,
What time? What
no,
time do you guys usually have seconds?
What about
Seconds
levensies or luncheons?
Levensies.
I
Afternoon
don't
tea?
know.
Dinner?
We're
Supper?
here, and about 10 to 12 minutes of you guys basically just ranting. You guys do arrive at the front gates.
I just want to say my exasperation extends into the astral sea.
Yep. You are let in through the front gates, and you are met at the front by a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a servant of steel, like a maid, like a handmaiden. Lord Beetwolf will see you this way. He requested you in his private chambers.
Perfect.
How private are these chambers?
Very private. Please follow. It is of importance from what I'm told.
I'm gonna like whisper to
Perfectly. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say probably because Kaz is like ear height to me. Or we're similar height.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like whisper into Kaz's ear super quietly. This is where we die.
And I'll just say, then let's die on a full belly. And I'll tell the woman leading us to the chambers, happy to go. Thank you for showing the way. We haven't eaten for days. Could you have some food brought up? Is that
I
something
can-
you'd be able to do?
Have something arranged if you would like.
That would be. We're famished, truly.
Of course I will.
Do you
Check
have
in.
bacon?
We could have some made. Yes, of course.
That would. We killed a dragon. I don't know if you heard. Slayed it.
Uh,
Just
yes, we
The
we
last
did.
meal we ate was dragon.
yeah. So whatever you have would be great.
Well, how long ago did you slay this dragon?
Couple days.
Oh.
Yeah.
We haven't
Okay.
eaten
Yeah.
since then.
Yeah.
Well, I will make sure that we bring a spread up with bacon. Of
Whatever
course.
you can do would be incredible.
If you
of
could
course.
get some handles of beer, that would
Oh,
be appreciated too. We're
and
super thirsty.
if you have a scorpion tail, you can bring that up too.
We could probably get beer, the breakfast variety, a little thicker. As for the scorpion tail, I don't believe we have that within the castle.
Oh.
It's very disappointing.
Totally fine. Totally,
would've
it's totally
thought-
fine.
I would've
They're
thought-
joking with you. They're totally joking. We don't even like scorpion's tail. I've never even seen it before. I don't even. It's totally fine.
Fair enough.
A poor joke.
Obviously, we are here, so if you enter. The door opens, and
So,
sitting in a kind of like a dining room type like study area is Beowulf, casually dressed, and sitting in the opposite side of the wall next to a fireplace. Yes. Please come in. We have all sorts of things to talk about. The
Is Beowulf
interesting.
wearing armor? Does he have any weapons on him?
Oh
No.
god.
The fuck are you asking?
Nothing. Just
He does
Just
not.
sizing him up.
yeah.
He has no weapons and no armor at this moment.
Does the door close behind us?
Yes.
I'm gonna test to make sure it's not locked.
It's not locked.
Okay.
No. I'm not going to kill you. If that is what you're thinking.
No, I wasn't thinking that. You could try though.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
He just gives you kind of a... Okay. Anyways, so I know that you were just here this morning, and we discussed things, and everything seemed like it was okay. And I have had a visitor for about a day now that has brought some kind of information to me that is rather disturbing. Um, we have been discussing since then, and I will let her do the talking. And he kind of moves aside, and on a far side of the room, a door into like a bedchamber opens up, and through the door walks a silver white-haired female, ashy grayed skin to a certain extent, very calm demeanor, with a large, almost scar crack that runs horizontally from basically one ear across to the other ear. And she walks in and smiles. Faintly, of course.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see you again.
Is it fucking Alyssa? Is it Alyssa? I mean, okay, well firstly, do we recognize her?
You do and you don't. You do. It looks a lot like her, with slight variations, and instead of the crazed, beast-like look, she seems incredibly calm.
When you say we do and we don't recognize her, aside
She-
from the not looking crazed, what's different other than that crack and not looking crazy? Does she otherwise look completely the same?
No. She looks a lot like Alyssa, very much so like Alyssa. But there's just slight variations to her height. Maybe like the features of her face are just slightly off, but not much.
Yeah. Faded gray skin, cracked in some places, very gaunt, sort of sickly almost features, and that scar that runs horizontally across her face, exactly where Morn split her face in half. For all intents and purposes, she looks almost dead. But she's talking.
I am going to step into the corner and watch.
Thank you, Your
Kez
Majesty.
tries to withhold a little laughter, but can't keep it in.
And Beowulf kind of sits down in a corner and like grabs a drink and then just sits and watches both of you guys.
How far away is Alyssa at this point?
I walk to the front of the table where Beowulf is standing, sort of arms behind my back. A very scholarly like pose.
I will say Mr. Morn, let's have a conversation first before we resort to violence, please, within these chambers.
Morn doesn't even acknowledge Beowulf talking. He looks unfazed. He's dead set on Alyssa.
She's still smiling very warmly at you, an expression you would almost never see on previous Alyssa's face. She looks very tranquil. She says, you guys have been up to a lot. The winds of change have been blowing in your direction, it seems.
Unfortunately, those winds blew you right into an early grave.
I killed you, and I'm gonna bring out my weapon.
Please refrain from violence, Morn, or I will have you escorted from the grounds in chains. Let's have
At
a nice
At least Jupiter would be
discussion.
rid of her.
Obviously, she is not here of the living kind. I am as intrigued and off-put as you.
Beowulf, you would know better than anybody what happened the last time someone in our city made a pact with a demon.
You are not wrong.
That's correct, Morton. You did kill me. But, things have changed. A lot.
I think mentioning that somebody had killed you and speaking those words yourself is a little off-putting in and of itself. I'm just a little confused as to how you're standing here before us. Or more importantly, why?
I was saved.
By whom?
I.e. Zach. It's obvious.
No.
Or the Undying One? Did he spare you because you made a pact with him?
She shakes her head. It was,
Oh, could have been him too.
it was Lady Akadi who saved me.
Are we familiar with that name, Judge?
Trying to think here what you would make for a roll. Make history checks.
That's what I rolled on initiative.
Morn and Freya, you have never heard of this name before. Kaz, being the semi-scholar little thief that you are, vagabond, you've run across a couple books. She is the supreme ruler of the, or one of them, of the elemental planes.
Hmm. Okay. So I'll lean back and I'll just say, and what did she save you for?
After the axe came down, my soul was ripped from my body by Seville and set adrift along the astral sea. Lady Akadi, sensing something still stirring, salvaged what she could and formed an undead husk for my essence to occupy, which is the form you see now. As
Now,
Your Majesty so put it, I am not living.
now, this is a husk in the astral plane that has been inhabited by your soul. Yes?
Some of the specifics are a little off, but you've got the essence.
But why does the husk look like you did in your life?
The primordials work in very odd ways, and since nobody really believes in them anymore, when a lot of a deity's power comes from faith and no one believes in them anymore, that power wanes. So Lady Akadi, using whatever she had, was salvaged what she could from my original body, which is still in control of Seville. That's why I look similarly, although she sure chuckles a bit as she runs her hand across her nose. She couldn't get rid of this ugly thing.
Okay. I don't mean to sound, I don't mean to be flip. I don't want to be pat. But I assume there are lots of spirits in this astral sea floating about. Why you, and what does she ask in return?
I think she answered that. She said that the primordials are weak. They could probably only choose someone as weak as Alyssa.
Savage
are
bird.
Brutal.
They are quite troubled. They recognize that if Seville does in fact ascend to godhood, then he won't be coming just for Rothos, but he'll likely, his reign conquest will likely span multiple planes, including theirs. So the usually self-interested ones that they are have decided that it's time for them to intervene in this war.
Hmm.
Is that what she told you, Beowulf? Why is that disturbing if they're coming to help?
It is not disturbing that they come to help. It is disturbing a dead lady stands here.
Here. Was there a delivery coming? My God.
What?
Oh. Your staff mentioned they would bring up some breakfast, a late breakfast for us here. We told them it wasn't necessary, but they insisted. They're very kind. I didn't think it was necessary at the time.
Make a persuasion or deception
Th-
check.
Now it seems like
That's deception, I think.
Well, it depends on how it's depending on how he's wording it technically, because I mean, kind of. I mean, yeah. I see. I would.
they
I
had a
will.
lot of questions about the dragon and everything, and they were excited. They wanted to bring us some stuff, and we said you don't have to do that, and they insisted. So we said okay.
I see.
Now I'm a little tired, to be honest with you. I could probably use the breakfast. I'm sure they'll be here soon.
I will check on that. And he kind of stands up and walks towards the door and walks out into the hallway.
and I'll ask Alyssa, I guess, is so are you here to tell us that the primordial beings of the titans of the elemental planes are wanting to aid us in stopping the Undying One?
She shakes her head. I'm here to correspond with His Majesty and see what his opinion is on all this. It was his decision to summon you. But aid wouldn't exactly be the right word. The primordials are doing this solely out of self-interest, I assure you.
Well, yeah,
Well,
so
that's okay.
You never cared to help us. What do the primordials want with us?
Nothing. Like I said, they want civil to be ended.
And His Majesty apparently thinks that our time is better spent playing with the primordials rather than continuing on with the important nature that we were originally setting off for.
I don't even know who Seville is.
In any case, it's good to see you again.
I'm gonna stare daggers at Alyssa suddenly. What was kind of a very firm stare turns slightly aggressive. Pardon me, but it's not so easy just to forget that you tried to turn me mad.
She continues to smile very warmly at you. She says,
As Freya says that, Martin grabs his axe, and you just see veins just bulging in his arms, and he like turns towards Alyssa before looking back at the door where Beowulf is. You're lucky that he's here.
I have to be honest. If you had told me yesterday that we would see you again, I wouldn't expect you to say, "It's good to see you."
What else would she say?
Well, we didn't exactly end on good terms.
She doesn't want us to kill her right now, so she has to be friendly.
Fair point. I'll look at Alyssa and say, like, we desperately wanted to not kill you, right?
No,
And you just wouldn't allow us to not do it, which is infinitely more frustrating than just someone that you wouldn't mind hurting, right? We gave you every possible chance of redemption and didn't want to do that.
you kept hurting us until the only option was for us to hurt you.
and she nods.
You know, we slayed a dragon. I don't know if you heard. I don't think I've told many people, but we slayed a dragon. Uh,
I heard.
we've killed a lot of things, right? In battle, in combat, monsters, enemies, right? Warriors of opposing sides, but
You've done very
It-
well.
it's different to kill just a person who's none of those things, and a person who is in some cases one of your own. Maybe not completely, but in a lot of ways is is one of your own people, right?
I found the spread. They're gonna bring more in.
Thank the gods.
Okay, and he sets it down on the table. They'll bring the rest in, and he sits down and like grabs a piece of the like cheese and eggs and a bacon, and like sits like with a small little plate. No. Continue.
um, you know, this sounds maybe selfish or stupid, but because we killed you, but I'm mad that you made us do that. That's not a thing that we would ever want to do, right? Killing killing in a battlefield is different than killing a friend or colleague, right? And those are the things that stay with you forever.
Or someone that you so desperately tried to teach that they were more than just an animal. Tried to get them to see past that. Tried to show them that you cared. And then just...
In some ways, I think what Freya is saying is, but in convincing you of your humanity, we're also convincing ourselves of our own, right? Because we want to make an impact on this world in a positive way, but you sometimes have to do terribly violent things in order to make that change. And we want to know that deep down we still have a level of humanity that makes us people. And by showing that to you is another way of showing ourselves. And you robbed us of that. I don't
What?
I don't know that you will ever understand what that means, what it means to question, have I done the right thing? Am I the person that I wanted to be? Is the path that I'm on the right one? Are we the bad guys? You don't have to ask those questions because you've put all of that on us instead. So maybe it is good to see us for you, right? But when I look at you and the scar on your face, all I think about is murdering a potential friend. All I see is a failure of my own humanity that couldn't foresee any other option other than to take someone's life, which is always the last option. That's what I see when I see your face. And I'll go grab a plate of food and sit down.
Beowulf pours you a beer and like hands it over and like continues washing everything.
She nods her head again. Says,
You don't see someone who made a deal with someone called the Undying One, and now they didn't die.
no, normally not.
You don't find that concerning, Kaz? That's what I see when I see her. Someone that should be dead is not dead.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think we could do it again if we had to, but again, I don't want to, right? I just want to hold on to like the sliver of a possibility that like maybe this will work out, right? Maybe this time it's okay. I'm tired, man.
But it's
we're
already
I
dead, isn't it?
we're so close. I feel like we're so close within grasp to finishing this thing we set out to do, and the last inches of the hike are just brutal. They're brutally exhausting, and I don't know that I have the energy right now to consider, did the Undying One send her here for some unforeseen reason? I don't know.
I'm gonna turn my head towards Beowulf and just. I don't know how to explain the expression, but His Majesty mentioned that it was troubling that an undead individual approached him, but was so willing to allow it into his private chambers,
Yes.
and thought it was so important to involve us in something that doesn't seem to actually really concern us. Bringing us face to face with a undead creature that we had to kill once before. For what reason? I just want to understand why you let this individual who sided with the force, the very force that we are fighting against. We aided her and worked with her because you told us to take her. And we took her with us, and one thing after another, stabbing us in the back, causing us trouble, doing things that she shouldn't have done, making pacts, and then ultimately trying to drive us insane. We killed her. She comes back, and you allow her in to Jupiter, into your castle, into your private chambers, and then have the audacity to summon us to look her in the face. Please explain.
The audacity. Being the king, I have all the audacity. Especially when said individual appears in my castle. Not just walks in, but appears. Allows herself to be taken, questioned, and subjected to tests to ensure no arcane ties or anything of that nature to anything else. She is undead, yet she holds complete control over her consciousness. She holds no ill will that she has shown us to anybody. She eats along with all of us and politely asked if she could meet with you.
According to her, it was your idea.
It was my idea when we talked some more. And I wanted to see where that conversation might go. She has shown me what she possesses. She is not the same individual that she was before. If you allow her to show who, she can. She does not have the same affliction. And whereas you might not have any knowledge, the astral plane and the elemental plane move at different lengths and times. Whereas it has been weeks for us, has been months and years for her. You don't have to accept her, but maybe hear her out. I don't know. I felt like this was the safest place to have such a meeting, as probably not a great idea to send her to your house. Do you not agree?
We do.
Still staring at Beetwolf. Just anger and a little bit of hurt. Points at Alyssa. That thing doesn't have the ability to have allegiance towards anything but itself. So are you asking us to align with said being and trust her after what happened?
No. But I do ask you to talk to the princess of the elemental plane.
Oh, begging your pardon. I'm gonna turn towards Alyssa and do a little half-assed bow. Your Majesty. My apologies.
It's true. Lady Akadi has named me Princess Apparent of the Elemental Plane of Air. Though honorifics matter not. You can still call me what you like.
Well, what do people call you now? We're certainly not gonna. Happy to hear you out, but we're certainly not gonna call you Your Highness. Is there something else we could use? Another name, title?
I'm still Alyssa in soul.
Well, I gotta tell you, I never liked the name, but it's if that's what it is, then that's what it is.
Such a savage, Kaz.
If you would like, I can bring the cleric in that examined her to explain more of the situation that seems to have transgressed.
I'll look at Morn and Freya and just kind of shrug.
Toss my hands up in the air, kind of shrug, and then sit down and grab a plate of food.
Yeah, I guess so.
So,
Sounds
so you guys, Kaz, what you just said about being so close to finishing what we started, and that you're just gonna get distracted by whatever Beetwolf's throwing at us now.
Well, His
But
Majesty feels it's
why do you-
important for us to hear her out, so we
Why
wouldn't
do you
want to
think-
displease him.
The Undying One threatened Stupor more than anything ever has, and now people dedicated to defeating him, Beetwolf brings him in and tries to distract him. Why?
I'm always open to help. Where we can find it.
Why do you think he doesn't want us looking for the weapons? Beetwolf wants them himself.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Damn it, more!
I don't even think Alyssa's real.
Your Majesty, if I may, I believe he might be referring to the Shards of Fate.
Don't be walking around town about our business here. Okay?
Seville and Lady Akadi don't even exist. Those are made up. Why do you think none of us have heard of any of it?
The primordials have been
Well,
forgotten
hold
for
on.
a long time.
I'll just say to the some of us have heard of these things. This is not. I have heard of these things. I know a ton. I read super good.
Then they
I just want it
used
noted.
those stories to come up with whatever Beetwolf's lying about.
Excuse me? I'm lying? Also,
Yeah.
the Shards of Fate are a fictional children's tale.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are quite real, Your Majesty.
No, they're not.
Will you zip it up? What is the deal? I thought you were here to help.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Freya and Morn possess 2 of them.
Do you?
What are you talking about?
Right.
Okay. See, well, maybe she is Alyssa.
Clearly,
Lying us again.
cat's out of the bag here. Somebody doesn't know what a secret is.
Morn just backstepping real hard.
It's just one big dumpster fire. It's just getting worse. Just setting the whole fucking alley on fire here. And then it's just gonna be the city. Just it's all burning down.
Well, that being said, lot to process.
Yeah, you didn't think we would catch on so fast, did you?
Of course, you caught me. And he leans over to Kaz. Is he serious?
I sometimes it's hard for me to know, honestly.
Okay. Yes, Morn. I didn't realize you were so quick to catch on. And, yes. But I don't want them. I thought they were fiction. But that being said, you don't have to trust her. You don't have to listen. I just found all of this interesting, and being as. And he turns directly to Freya. We're friends that can trust one another. I felt like this information was something you might want to hear and see for yourself instead of me hiding something like this from you.
Yeah, I mean, breakfast is here. We might as well hear her out.
Seeing as the last time information was withheld on my end, resulted in the death of someone.
Well, now we have a new subject that can take that individual's place. So if somebody has to die, and point at Alyssa, could be that one.
I believe she's already died. So I don't know exactly what would happen a second time.
Should we find out?
I want to put I guess a plate of food together. Just get, various whatever. And I will take it to Alyssa and just say, "Do you eat?" And I'll
I can, but it
put the
doesn't taste
plate
like
down in
anything.
front of her.
I can, but it doesn't taste like anything anymore.
No taste.
That's correct.
She's got COVID.
That's what I Okay.
Well, let me get the nurse and they can swab her. It's
We'll
very
do the
dry.
15-minute one. We'll do the 15-minute one.
6 feet,
Fine.
6 feet, step back.
Well, you asked to meet us, or one of you thought it would be good that we meet. I've already said my piece. Take it, how you want it. But I've got open ears. I'll hear out whatever it is you are asking, or whatever the reason you thought it would be good for us to meet up. I will have as open of a mind as I can.
Yeah, I'll listen to whatever you have to say, but we're still doing what we want to do, and then we're gonna leave. And if You're either who you are and you can help Beowulf out defend from whatever the primordials think is an issue, or you become Beowulf's problem. Doesn't really affect me anymore.
And she nods. Well, going full circle to the main issue of, I guess that we can call this a miniature war council. Like I said, the primordials think that it's about time for them to intervene. If Seville, or the Undying One, that's his title, does in fact ascend to godhood, then he'll likely come for all of realm space, including that of their domains. Being self-serving as they are, they don't exactly want that. And so, they have sent me to assist in the war effort, that being all that they can do.
An enemy of my enemy is.
Don't say it.
It is something.
I was not called specifically to help you. In your Majesty, Lady Akadi believes that I should be placed with your best ground operatives, whoever that may be.
And he just kind of looks at the whole room.
And now she's insulting us. In case you haven't noticed, Alyssa,
Martin quickly collects himself and stands like, yeah, that might be me.
we're the best that Rothos has. But you wouldn't maybe know that because you haven't been around to see it for a little while.
I've seen all that you've done. Lady Akadi has informed me of such events. I guess key which of being that Civil now has possession of all 4 leystones, 2 of which were taken from you. Were they not?
What's that supposed to mean?
Were you aware of this, Your Majesty?
I was not.
The
You
Lone
were.
Rangers came into possession of
Was
2 of
he?
them.
I can't remember now.
Yeah, because that was the whole issue with us having the stone when they broke into Jupiter and destroyed her house.
Yes.
The second one, we haven't been back to Jupiter when we had
Yeah.
the second stone. So he,
The second one Jaden had, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I knew of the one, but I did not know of a second.
Yeah, what's second?
Yeah, we have only had one.
I believe you found one in the depths of Baron Trumpsfane's manor.
We did. Then where is it?
I believe the individual known as Jaden had it, and to my knowledge, he lost it to the Undying One,
Oh my god.
meaning that Civil now has all 4.
You think you know somebody. You think you can trust somebody. Frasia's gonna slam her hands down on the table.
I guess that
Oh.
he was keeping that a secret from you.
So you're not here to help us. What are you here for?
Like I said,
Uh.
Lady Akadi recommends that I be placed and rendezvous with whoever His Majesty thinks is best.
He just continues to stare at the group.
So you want to
Martin's
accompany
pretty quiet at this point and looks calm.
So you want to accompany us on our travels? Is that what I understand?
If that is what His Majesty thinks is the best course of action.
I do, but it's not my decision. It's not my group. You are not bound to me in any way, shape, or form. We just confide in one another and hope for the best. Our interests align.
So You seem to have some insight into what goes on in this world.
She
How
nods.
could you see so much? And how did you know that the Undying One was called Seville? I didn't know that. Did you know that, Kaz? Or Freya? I was confused who she was talking about. So
Yeah, I'm
That
pretty
was
sure.
something discovered a long time ago. Kaylin knew that.
Well, I recall us hearing the name before, but I don't think we placed that they were the same individuals.
You would have,
I guess I would have.
well,
because you read the
Nobody-
book.
okay.
Nobody
So-
besides Kaylin bothered to write it down.
I
Oh,
apologize to Beowulf, but that doesn't mean I doesn't mean I want her help.
If you do not want to have me, you do not have to have me.
So, you clearly have some vision, some insight into the goings on of this world. We've alluded twice now that you could travel with us and potentially help us. And you've had a response, a negative response, and a reply that you're here to help the most capable group. So, are you aware in your wisdom that you've acquired of a group more capable? Is that the implication that I'm supposed to get from that?
She shakes her head. I did not
Shakes your head.
say.
Yes or no?
I did not say be put with the best. I said be put with whoever His Majesty recommends. If that happens to be you, then
Well,
Yeah,
you know what we're trying to do, right?
Hmm.
You know what our next tasks are, right?
she nods.
How can you help?
Like I said, like His Majesty said, time flows much differently on the elemental planes than it does on here. I've actually spent at least half a year among the different cultures and whatnot of realm space. Lady Akadi titled me a prodigy of elemental magic.
Well, that is good. I have to be frank, I was hoping for something a little more specific. Perhaps guidance on where to look, the tools that we need.
Well, in her waning power, there was one piece of new information that my lady was able to glean, and that was that it seems that that black dragon flying towards the ruins of Vexville has allied himself with Civil,
Ooh.
pledged his allegiance to him, as it were. Ill tidings, to be sure.
So when we go to that island, we better be very prepared.
I think that is for the best. Ginge, in the libraries of the elemental planes, would I have gleaned any information regarding the remaining shards of fate?
Roll a straight intelligence check. And then while you're doing that, I am going to...
As much as I hate to admit it, we could use someone with magic. And, well, you don't seem anything like Alyssa.
Okay. 19 on the die.
I've learned a lot from living among the people of the elemental planes.
I don't know what those are, to be honest. But if it's where the dead go, that's weird.
It's not exactly how it works, but it's where I went, so I guess you're, in a way, correct.
You know, Morn, have you ever known anyone that had a disease?
Like gotten sick before.
Yeah, long term. Sickness that they couldn't get rid of.
Yeah. I pointed at Alyssa and I pointed at Freya. Both of them. What are you saying?
I guess I meant something more like leprosy or, you know, in
A
your
bad
time
cough.
before we were together, whooping cough,
Oh,
a fever that they, couldn't break,
COVID.
COVID, medieval COVID.
COVID brought to you by
there was
Rothos.
this time where
Syphilis.
a flu came through and everyone lost their taste. And then a person came through offering us a cure, but nobody wanted it.
You heard it here, folks.
Where it started.
COVID
in
started
Rothos.
in the pit of Fjord.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. It's nasty down there. Fucking goblin on goblin action every day. Yeah. Nasty shit.
And wasn't his village close to that? So maybe it traveled into his village.
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
Yep, now we know it. We
Ladies and
traced
gentlemen, somebody reach out to CNN.
it. Yep, we got it.
Sometimes people got sick in my village, but then that they were considered weak.
More just offed him.
Oh, this is maybe not the learning example that I was hoping it would be. if
Please
if,
continue.
if someone were sick and they couldn't help being sick, and that caused you pain,
Well,
maybe,
then they couldn't help the village.
right? But I'm saying if someone was sick, maybe they even died. Maybe someone you knew even died, and that caused you pain. You wouldn't be mad at that person for being sick because they couldn't help to be sick, right?
Yeah, it's not their fault.
If someone in your village gets a flu and dies, you're not mad at that person, even though you may be hurt that they died.
Why would I be mad if someone died from getting sick?
Maybe the way that you or we should view Alyssa is that she was very sick and she could not be helped. And her sickness caused us a lot of trouble. But maybe that's not really who she was. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but what if the way that you cured the disease was by making a deal with a demon and then you come back?
Yeah. You know, if you look too many layers deep into the analogy, it may not be a perfect fit. I'm just trying to find a path forward, right?
I don't disagree that Alyssa might have been good, but I'm scared about the fact that she made a deal with the Undying One, and now she's back.
Ding, ding, ding. My point exactly.
I mean, that's a reasonable fear. Alyssa, what reassurances
I
could you
believe that
give?
is where I come into play. And you see a crotchety old man with an elongated hook nose, big like robes, like big white robes, and like a metal necklace that hangs down to like chest nipple length. And he sits down next to Beowulf. May I have one of those? Ah, yes, thank you. So, the research that I've done. Oh, by the way, I am the High Priest Bravian. I believe the questions that you are asking. Her body was separated. This Undying One's character seems to have made this pact with her body. So when she died, he simply cast her soul into the void. Or, as you people would know it as, the Astral Sea. What happened after that, I don't know, but as far as I can tell, she was reincarnated in some manner. Her body still is on this plane of existence somewhere, I assume, but, yeah, she just was separated. The creature that you see before us is this Alyssa that you speak of, but it is not Alyssa. I assume somebody's body that passed away at a young age, and her soul was simply placed within said vessel, and gave the body a new life. She does not decay, but she does not age. It is simple, obviously.
And I'll nod.
She is very fascinating.
Is she fully corporeal? I'll whisper to the cleric.
Corporeal. As in, like, passes through? No. Let me show you. This is so much fun. May I, Alyssa?
Yes.
He grabs her hand, bends back one of the fingers, and cuts it off. Intriguing, yes?
Yes.
And, like, hands her back the finger. I apologize.
Yes, that'll take an hour to reattach.
Yes, I forgot about that part. But it's just so exciting. I've never cut anybody before. Excuse me.
I mean, I can do that too. Freya will pull up her middle finger, grab a knife, and start the action of being about to cut off her finger. But I'm not gonna do it because then I won't be
The
able
cleric
to
like
reattach
watches you intriguingly, like more than somebody of a man of cloth and somebody who heals people should, and he just like
I won't cut my finger off. I'm making a point. Except I can't reattach it. But I mean, to be
Yes.
fair, I could cut my finger off too. It's really not that fascinating.
It is when there's no blood.
Many things don't bleed.
Many things also don't age. But as they're having this conversation and your finger is just so delicately cut off, almost as a nuisance, you semi-reattach the finger, and the knowledge does come to you. The location of the sword seems to be one of two pieces that they're missing. Seems to be lost around Sumter, around a swamp area where the individual seemed to have been ambushed. Upon this ambush, it was taken by the Withering Hand, and it seems to be below Sumter somewhere, being held by an individual who seeks to gain a higher standing within his ranks, within the ranks. And as you kind of remember this information, you notice dangling from the side of Kaz's belt a small puzzle box that looks oddly familiar to a picture you saw within a book.
And she sort
And
of
you-
reattaching. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and you remember within the book, it talks of a puzzle box that this great magician pieced together and made for himself to escape the world around him, because he felt his time drawing near, wanted to elongate his life, and created this box to basically live within, to do research in slow time.
The box was called Stylus, and the man's name was Blink.
No.
Yes. That's what I wrote down.
Yes.
Now she's sort of sewing it back on. She'll say, "Yes, one of the many perks of being a husk comprised completely of necromantic energy, I suppose. But if I recall, that puzzle box you have on your hip there is most likely a key element in finding one of the shards."
Well, Morn and I have been working on it, making some progress. You know how to get it open? I mean, I could probably figure out how to get it open too. I just,
I suppose I could give it a try if you'd like.
I'm not sure that I would like.
It's completely fine.
I mean, I might. I just, I'm
No,
not
don't.
sure. I don't know what's going to happen when we open it, so.
Of course.
She can come with us to Sumter, but that's it.
Why not, Kaz? Might be a extension of a chance to show that she's somewhat trustworthy. Would be maybe allowing her to show us that she could open it and not do something drastic.
Yeah, I'm open to help it. I want to physically, I want myself to physically be in contact with it and to open it. Does that make sense? We can work on this together. I just don't want it. This is so rude to say to your face. I just don't want it in your hands when it opens. And I don't know how to say that more delicately other than to just say it.
She sort of shakes her head dismissively and says, "You have every right to feel the way that you do. I am not running away from my past.
We're good people. You know? You know, we could have just spent our lives doing a million other things. We've almost died. I'll kind of look at Morin and then like look at Freya and myself and be like, we've almost died many times. You know, I don't like being made to feel like I'm not a good person. But I can't give you this box at the same time.
Then don't.
So perhaps in all of your willingness to be helpful, you might direct Kaz as to what to do to open it while she holds it.
I could do that.
I'll put my arm out, my hand palm up, kind of gesture to Kaz, like, go ahead then.
I'll take it out. What did we have to do to look at it? I don't
So-
remember.
The things that you have done to open the box have closed. So you were rolling an Arcana check.
I wrote down what had happened previously, but I can't find it. But that's okay. Can I do it with advantage if they are helping me?
You'll have advantage for the first two because you vaguely remember how you got it to open the first time.
Right.
Kind of the sequence of the rotations, the turning, the pushing of buttons, or pulling objects out. So the first one, you don't quite get it. You fail to grasp where you found the spot before. You begin to get frustrated. And as you get frustrated, over your shoulder, Alyssa goes, right there. And kind of like over the shoulder, someone points, and you do kind of one of those like, I got it, like shrug things.
Yeah, I know.
And around the right side, you notice the grooves run in that same kind of like newspaper, like tracing the maze type pattern, and you're like, fuck yeah, I remember this shit. You begin turning and rotating, and you're following, and you find a portion where you stick your finger in and kind of hook around something, and you pull out a piece of this puzzle, and the whole square shifts into a new pattern. Roll again.
I guess we'll do the next two. 23 and a 10.
I went off of the
Oh.
23 to 10 was your basically that's what got you there first
Gotcha.
one. Okay, oof, lucky. The second one you take, and this is more of kind of like a Jenga style, and you kind of push portions of this square in. And then you rotate and you find another spot where you pull a piece out and push another piece in. And you hear these locking of mechanisms and these releasing of other mechanisms. And the box begins to kind of let out a low humming, almost whirring noise. And a piece at the bottom of the box juts out. So you have one piece coming out one side and one piece coming out like a bottom side. And it's like a square almost.
Did we get 2 or 3 last time? I don't remember.
2.
Anybody remember 2? Okay. Okay. We'll keep going. Still with advantage or straight?
This one's straight now. Actually, no. This would be advantage. Yep. Okay. Okay.
2.
This one, it's harder to grasp. This one's almost has runes, and you begin to rotate the box. And as you rotate the box, you notice that it's not scribbles, it's not just lines. As you rotate, you notice some of them line up to form symbols. And not any language that you're aware of, but magic symbols. And you notice and you rotate and they click into place and one portion of the box locks. And then you take and you rotate another portion of the box, it locks. And you take the top portion. And as you do the last portion, another pole juts out like a small cylinder pops out the top. And the box begins to whir louder. And you hear almost like a
Mm. Sort of look at Alyssa like, yeah, see, I know how this works.
You're doing very good.
Are we still doing advantage or no?
yeah, because she's still helping. Unless she's not.
Ah!
I would.
Okay, this last piece. The last piece just. You can't seem to figure out how this last piece lines up and what you're supposed to do. All the pieces are locked. You're trying to find holes and crevices to push through, and you don't notice this last piece, and it's just barely out of your grasp. And you know it's right in front of your face, but you can't seem to figure out the last piece. So, roll this last one with a disadvantage, and we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah. The box starts to kind of like and starts to kind of like wind down. You have one more shot. Fuck.
3 now
Hey.
once.
Yeah, the box
brutal.
closes into itself and lets off kind of like a. You see like a little mist, a little steam kind of roll out the side.
Well,
Guess let's find the other one first.
yeah.
From the book that you read, Alyssa, it did state something about opening this box, and if failed, it's on a 1-day cooldown before you can try again.
Finicky contraption. I believe it was, if I'm remembering correctly, it was made by a wizard who wanted to prolong his lifespan, and so he created it. And I don't remember whether he put a demi-plane into it, but he went into it somehow in order to escape the world. Since it's locked up now, I believe you'll have to wait a day before you can try again.
It's good for the brain anyway. You sleep on it. Try again tomorrow.
Such mental exercises can be.
I guess the Sumter it is.
If you're going after the sword, then you'll likely want to look around for any evidence of the withering hand.
Yeah.
Withering hand, Gent, weren't those the guys in the cloaks? Yeah, okay. Just making sure. It's been a while.
Uh-huh. They've kept low key. You guys
Yeah.
haven't messed with them.
So you think the Withering Hand has the sword?
The Obsidian Eye was the slaver group, and the
Yeah.
Withering Hand was like a thieves. I thought of it as like a thieves guild, right?
They
They're
work for the
kind of-
Six.
Kind
Yeah.
of. They work for whoever's got the most money. Basically they're kind of like a for hire type situation. They're known, and you guys would know the gist of it. Well, Kaz mostly, because the rest of you guys out of touch mostly. But they're known for smuggling, assassinations, people trade, moving high risk targets, hiding people, just all the shady
Yeah.
stuff that you could kind of think about. That's pretty much what they do.
I thought though, when we run into them before, the same time like when we were at, oh my god, what is it? Mugthal. And
Mhm.
the black cloak guy, if I recall, they had a pendant or a tattoo or something with an
Mhm.
eye. So I thought they
Mhm.
were affiliated with the Six.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Totally different people.
Gotcha. Well, I think we've gotten as much out of this as we probably can. So, Kaz, we going to Scepter now instead of Scornswald?
Yeah, I think we should.
And we're taking it with us?
That was Morn's good idea. Yeah, I think so.
We're taking it with us.
Still a little hurt. Give her some time. Well, Beowulf, you don't seriously expect us to let it stay in our house, do you?
You can do with it what you would like. Alyssa has the means to stay here and or get a accommodations of her own.
Well, since she was your guest before we met her, maybe she can continue to be your guest here before we leave.
Well, she can if she needs to be.
Woolsworth is terrified of ghosts.
Blame the butler.
It's a like a crippling fear.
Well, then, Alyssa, I will have a room made up for you here, if you prefer.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Of course. I believe you guys have things to talk about, discuss, and or do. My private chambers are yours to do with what you wish. I have political shit to deal with today. Thank you.
I'm gonna stand up and grab one of the casks of beer and a plate filled with food, and I'm gonna take it with me as I go to leave the room.
Are we getting a roadie?
I should say so.
Do with it what you will. And he walks in. Walks into his chambers. Right as he's getting ready to close the door. Just don't spill blood in my castle, please. I've had enough.
It doesn't bleed, remember, Your Majesty?
I'm talking to her and you.
I'm gonna give him a wink and just walk away.
The maid is standing by the door. Would you let me know whenever you are ready to be escorted out?
I'm ready.
Fair enough. She
Um, I- I'll
Go
just
ahead.
look to Alyssa before we leave and say, in a day or two, we'll be heading out. Will you be coming with us?
If that is what you will.
Okay. We'll send for you, I guess.
She bows. Have a good rest of the morning.
I'll look at Morn. I'll see what he's doing. I'll just whisper under my breath to Freya. Morning, I'm gonna get fucking drunk. Let's go.
I mean, Freya's already got a cask in her hand. She's sipping straight out of it as she's
No.
walking.
I would love to. Did she just say, though, that the Undying One already has all 4 stones?
She did say that, yeah.
Do we have 2 days to just do this?
Probably not.
We're leaving tonight, boys and lady. I'm gonna take a big glug and just keep walking out.
You're right. We don't have to leave quite yet. And then I'm gonna steal Freya's drink and try and down it.
I'm not gonna let him steal it from me because I'm in the process of glugging it down. So, is there?
make a dexterity check.
You're gonna break
I
a
guess it's
Shit!
tooth.
It's a straight strength, so 16.
Well, you got. I
Oh.
want you to make a dexterity check as well, because she's trying to go like this, and you're trying to quick
Oh.
snag, right? Like you don't have a hold of it.
20.
Oh yeah, Morn surprisingly, even though he's a little bit bigger, just snaps right out of your hand as you're kind of like in the midst of a drink. The glass just disappears.
And then I'll let out a big belch. Let's go to the bar.
Save some for me. I'm just gonna pile some food into my mouth as I'm walking. This is a eating your feelings kind of situation.
It is.
It is.
And then I'll put my arms around Kaz and Freya. I'll walk to the nearest tavern.
There's quite a few close by that you're very well accommodated with, and they know you very well. Only takes you about 5 minutes after you are escorted out to find the closest one. You walk in, and you are greeted by the bartender. Welcome back, Morn. You here for a drink? Gone
Hey,
early.
This morning hasn't gone how I wanted to, and I could use a couple of
The strong
hours.
ones.
hours to just.
I'll be right back. Got a new shipment in. Some good stuff from down south with me cousins. And he takes off. Comes back about 2 minutes later and puts some almost like heavy oatmeal stout type beers in front of you. Just very heavy beers. But they're good. But the alcohol content's pretty fucking high.
And this will make the morning a little better. Good idea. And I'll look at Freya and Kaz.
Shall we?
We're already emotionally jacked up. So
Yeah.
fuck me up, fam. I'm trying to make my body match my spirit.
Let's go.
Make the outsides match the insides.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick one back. Just taking it all down.
Yeah.
I'm anticipating con saves. And I'm anticipating more to fail, per his usual
So,
suit.
1 drink passes by. 2 drinks pass by. All you guys start rolling con saves.
Right on cue. I rolled a 4.
You are feeling the effects. Kaz and Freya, not so much. This, this, this beer is a little. The beer is a little lighter than you anticipated. And you're kind of like, you're a little upset. You're kind of sitting here and you're like, well, I wanted to be fucked up, but I'm not getting fucked up. And you look over, and Morn is just like, kind of starting to like do that bob in his seat, like he's feeling good.
The sway. I'm
You guys
gonna
keep drinking.
chuckle at Morn, because this is like a usual thing, and kick another one back.
I'm gonna
Big
raise
boy.
my hand. I'm gonna raise my hand for the barkeep.
What can I do for you, Morn?
What else you got from down south?
Well, I got some dwarven whiskey.
That's what I want.
He like lifts open his pants a little bit and like, I got you.
What?
This is my own. It's called the fireweed. And like pours some into your beer glass.
The fire bead or the fireweed?
Fireweed.
Fireweed. Okay. I'll throw it back.
Make a con save at disadvantage. This hits a little bit different than the beer, but you're kind of already a little tipsy, and you're able to handle it and keep it down, but it fucking burns.
Oh, that's good. You like this, Kaz? You're a dragon, or kind of.
Lay it on me. Pass it over.
We need some more. We need some more dwarf fireweed.
Drinking contest. Whoever can kick
I
it back
mean-
the fastest without gagging.
That was just for you. I don't have that much. A little bit. And he pours like 2 shot glasses.
One
all-
for you, one for me, Kaz.
Bottoms up.
Freya, you want to join in on this?
I'll just do a whole beer. You guys do the shot.
Okay. So whoever's taking Kaz to con save at disadvantage. And Freya, another con save. And then Morn if you're still drinking. Okay. Morn manages to hold it together. As the second one goes down, you're feeling pretty tipsy, but you're holding it now. That first one hit hard, but you're feeling all right. Freya, yeah, beer's kind of fucking weak. You don't understand what's going on.
Barkeep!
Kaz, you're getting a little tipsy. You're starting to feel the effects, and you're getting that little bounce back and forth.
I want to go to
Oh.
war! I want a lightsaber! I'm a
I'm
man! War!
War, war, war. I'm gonna pound the table, but chant war.
I feel the effects of testosterone or masculinity. I don't remember. Alright, I'm gonna kick another one back. Actually, no. Barkeep. I need something stronger.
Pours you a couple shot glasses and mixes it in with a beer, and then like stirs it with his finger, plops it down in front of you.
I'm gonna kick it back. Without
Okay.
even waiting to hear what he has to say, taking a second thought. It's just the second he drops it in front of me, it's going back.
Con save at disadvantage. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
I give Freya a concerned look with that one.
This one burns like a motherfucker. And as you put it down, your whole world instantly shifts to like you just start the dizzies and you're like, whoa, and the warm spit. And you're kind of like just barely holding it together.
Oh, that one hit different. Kaz, you good?
I never know, man. I never know.
It's been a while since you've gotten tanked at a
It
tavern
has.
with us. I think
Hell
the
yeah.
last time we were stumbling out of a tavern and a guy was peeing on himself. Do you remember that? And Kaylin went into a temple and Morn left a keg on the stairs.
To the temple, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I did. Oh yeah.
And you slept in a backyard.
I slept in the temple.
No, you wound up in somebody's backyard.
That temple smelled really bad.
I don't remember that part. I just remember that you slept in somebody's backyard.
It was like all muddy, and there was straw everywhere, and there was a horse and a dog.
Yeah. The
I was-
clerics
I
just
was-
let the animals shit on the floor.
Yeah, and they drank out of a trough.
Yeah.
I don't.
This is all coming together now.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am sufficient.
I think it's time for the tail. Let's go back. They don't have it
Do
here.
you still have tail?
They always got some back at the house, and I do have some backup if need be. I still have one bottle. Yeah.
Well, we better get to it.
To the manger ranger.
To the ranger.
Uh,
Ranger.
Manger.
Danger manger.
The danger ranger.
Danger manger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Danger
let's
manger.
go.
I'm gonna
And I'll
stumble
stop.
towards the door. To the manger danger. Damn, Kaz, you have a shit ton of scorpion tail.
Gotta get up to
Oh,
that 2
good.
mil.
Kaz gonna be a dealer.
Trying to start an enterprise here.
Yeah, I think we're just stumbling back to the danger manger.
It does not take you very long, and you manage to make your way back. It's probably like right before noonish at this point, and you.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Woolsworth is just cleaning in the house.
Has he refreshed his stock?
I don't believe you've asked him to.
Okay, so I'll have to rely on my own. But Woolsworth, I noticed that we're out of scorpion tail. I don't mean to be too needy, but if you could get some more, that'd be great.
You want me to get some more of that? Yes, I can make it a priority.
How fast? Because we're leaving later today, I think.
My supplier's not here in town. It's
Oh.
going to take me a little bit.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm gonna walk up to him and just like give him the probably because he's a gnome, right? So he's shorter. Isn't he?
The barkeep? No,
No, Woolsworth. We're back at the house.
no, he's a human.
Oh, for some reason I think he's a gnome. Shit. I'm just gonna walk up to him, give him a big hug, and pat him on the head and be like, Word War, you did such a good job.
Mm,
Tell him you believe in him.
I believe in you. I'm gonna continue patting him on the head.
I appreciate it, Misters and Misses.
You know
I
what?
will. Yes, I will get these things for you, but I will not be able to have them by the end of the day today.
It's
It'll be
okay.
here for when we get back. Yeah.
But I still have one bottle that I'll take with me on the road. But I have another bottle. And we can drink this today. And I'll pull out a bottle of Sheen.
Oh
You know,
shit!
people
Oh.
really like being told that you believe in them. I've found.
Yes, I appreciate that.
And I'll try to grab 3 glasses from like the kitchen and split the bottle into thirds.
I'm gonna
Okay.
walk up to Kaz and put my hands on each of her shoulders and look her in the eye. I believe in you.
I got it. It feels good.
See,
It feels good to say it. It feels good to hear it.
you're right. I didn't know.
And you know what? It's an easy, sincere compliment. I believe in you.
I learned a lot today.
Hey, Freya, I believe in you.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna like step
I
back and put my hands.
I don't believe in you. I know you.
Oh. I'm just gonna be stumbling, taking steps back, and putting my hands over my mouth, like in shock. Oh my god! It feels so good to hear it. It's such a good thing to say.
It,
I'll hand out the two glasses to Kaz and Freya. And I'll throw it back.
God. Caution to the wind.
I don't know
Anybody
what
else?
this is, but I feel like we're in a safe place, so I'm gonna do it.
Yep. That's why I said throwing caution to the wind, just throwing it back. This is not good. The sheen.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay. Roll con saves at disadvantage, and that'll determine something. Okay. Now I want you
Oh.
guys to roll me
Holy
a
shit.
D100 and tell me the number.
Wait, did Kaz pass or fail? 28, 29?
Mhm.
Oh, D100 you said?
For each of us, or just one of us?
Everybody except for Kaz.
Oh, let's go. Is that good or bad?
So, you take the shots.
Did you roll like a
Kaz-
1? What'd you roll?
I rolled 100.
Dang!
So you take the shots, and Kaz, you're pretty fucked up. So you actually take the shot, and most of it misses your mouth, and like you get like a couple of dribbles, and you're like, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting." So the effects don't hit you. Freya and Morn, you take the shot, and immediately it's sweet, and then it's bitter, and then it's really bitter, and then your chest burns, and your stomach burns.
I don't feel so good.
Immediately, Morn, your body goes numb, and your face droops, and you catch yourself, and you go down to a knee, and as you go down to a knee, Morn goes full passed out. He's breathing, but he just straight passes out.
Is this normal?
Freya, the left side of your body goes completely numb, and you lose all function in your left leg, left arm, and your left eye.
Like stroke.
Yeah.
Stroke. So I'm just gonna drop to the floor then.
Also roll me a d6. Tell me if it's even or odd.
Even.
Okay. You lose your bladder.
Oh no. First the endless shitting, now the losing the bladder.
Not like a ton, but like you're having issues holding it.
Freya's just peeing all over my body, lying on the ground.
Morn is like face down, like done, like out. All you hear is like the and I know you guys have heard this before, but like when somebody gets way too drunk and they're like they pass out and you hear that like like the
Oh, yeah.
like the sucking, like, yeah. Morn is gone. Morn, you are unconscious for a day.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
shit. Well, I guess we're not leaving at night. Anybody want to carry Morn?
Yeah, Morn is just in the like the whatchamacallit, the like the entryway of the house, like where you guys like kind of like you can take a left to the study. Morn is just like there.
I guess I'll try my best to drag him into my room.
Your room downstairs.
Straight strength. Yeah, you gotta go upstairs and everything, buddy.
No,
No,
Kaz is not upstairs.
Mine is down.
Yeah, his is
Mhm.
down.
Yeah. Oh, you dragging Morn to yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll strength. Roll straight strength.
Shit!
He doesn't budge. Nope. You go to pick him up and you're still pretty hammered. The room is spinning. You're having a hard time.
Like,
And
you
you're
know
just-
what? I'll just sleep. We'll all just sleep in this room. This is probably fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's yep. No, it's good. It's good. Everything in here is perfect.
I'll just crash on I'll just crash on the couch. Leave Freya where she is. Turn both of them on their sides. Just gonna catch a quick snooze.
Recovery
Just-
position.
Just close my. I just need 10 minutes. I'll close my eyes. I'm not even sleeping. I'm just resting. And I don't plan on getting up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, it hits you pretty hard. Freya's kind of doing. She like sits down next to you and goes to take that nap, and like the whole left side, she's just like drooling. She's just like, ah. So Sheen,
This is what people mean when they say self-care.
I'll have to make sure Wellsworth gets me more of this stuff.
Nothing like losing feeling in your body.
Something oddly restful about being comatose for a day and a half.
Does 24 hours count as a long rest?
oh yeah,
Oh
Perfect.
god. It's like,
But
dude, I
they'll-
need something that knocks me out.
yeah,
Can
but
you
there'll
give me
be
that?
there's gonna be things that happen after the fact too. So
Oh, great.
yeah, I mean you rolled 100, dude. It's the it's the yeah. It was the end of the spectrum that you weren't. Huh?
You gotta make it spicy. Yeah.
Oh, it is spicy, unfortunately.
The gift
'cause
that
you
keeps
rolled-
on
you-
giving.
You rolled at the end of the spectrum. You probably shouldn't have rolled. But you guys pass out. Morn face down with kind of the arm like just propped up enough so he's like breathing kind of like off to a side mount. Freya sat down kind of next to him, just like semi drooping in a corner of this room. You guys are all in the study, I say. And then Kaz just kind of like sits down in like the lounge chair next to these two as Morn is just loud snoring. Alyssa, is there anything you would like to do while this is all happening?
Yeah. When they left, I would have joined Beowulf in his council.
Beowulf had gone in and changed, and then yes, he was sitting in the council. Do you actually want to sit in on it, or you
Yeah.
just kind of okay? So he immediately gets dressed and walks into the main council chamber, and he is surrounded by the Council of Stone, I believe. I gotta remember. I'm pretty sure that's what I called him. I have a horrible memory. Yes, Council of Stone. As the Dragonborn male, the gnome male, the female elf, and the other human sit down surrounded at a smaller table by Beowulf. They begin to discuss the encroaching army that is partially making its way over the Evercrest Mountains. You hear talks of the dragon moving from the Evercrest Mountains heading towards the ruins. You hear talks of the information from Acadia. She has infiltrated the Council of Six. You learn that the Council of Six is dead. The entire council is gone and no more, and it is being led by one individual. And he seems to be pretty much pushing this war front towards the runes, or towards not runes, but towards Jupiter. You learn of movement of certain groups around Rothos. The Withering Hand seems to be making more progress towards human trafficking / supply runs towards the north. And the runes have gone dark. The runes of Vexville, the entire island seems to be surrounded in some sort of giant storm cloud / permanent weather change. And people are unsure what it is. Nothing seems to be able to get close to it. All the ships seem to sink, and none of the scouts have reported back in that have been sent that way.
Okay. I would correspond with what I know to sort of help them out.
Kind of like bounce knowledge off of each other. Yep. Oh, and then you do hear words of, and I don't think it would mean much to you, but you do hear words of a giant orc that seems to be leading a bunch of them into the pit of Fjord.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So as the group passes out, the council meeting continues for several hours. Lots of information being bounced back and forth. Troubling news from the runes. Well, welcome back, old timer. Haven't seen you in a while. That's where we'll end tonight, as you guys can make further plans towards whatever efforts that you're doing. We'll cut it short, considering we're still missing a couple members. But you have passed out members in an entryway. A little puking, a little sleeping, a little peeing. It seems like a old team member has rejoined, as Alyssa has made her way back to the world of the living. Kind of.
Yes.
I hear you, old timer. It's, yeah. Work sucks. But, short session tonight. Hopefully, I don't know what we're gonna do next week yet, because I know we got it, one of the people are gonna be gone again, and I think, Freya, you're gonna be gone too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're down 2. We might do a one-shot. We might just take a bye week. But at least this time we'll be planning a week ahead. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. So, thank you, all you guys, for joining us again. We appreciate it. This is just, I don't know, kind of a fun thing for us, but it's always fun to have other people join in.
Hell yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out and joining this week. We will see you maybe next
Did you show
week.
them? Did you
Oh.
show them the? Oh yeah, never mind. No, never mind. Frosty changed the picture for his female.
Yes,
I was gonna say, did they see the new Alyssa?
correct.
Correct.
All right,
Very
everybody.
nice.
Thank you for hanging out and having fun with us. And we will maybe see you next week. Not positive, but otherwise we'll be back to our normal scheduled stuff the following week.
Hopefully.
Around the same time, 8:30 p.m. Central. Everybody have a good weekend and stay safe out there. Ciao!
Bye bye.